Hey there, welcome to day 2230 of What You Up To Now. Sharon Horne-Ellstrom here, documenting the journey originally as I came from the brick and mortar corporate world of business to the online world of business, and started to learn and explore and figure that out, all the trials and tribulations. And since I have some current challenges, I decided I would use a video journal to keep track of what I'm doing, share kind of the lessons learned, the good, the bad, and the ugly, things that work, things that have been a miserable flop and failure. If you've watched me for a while, you know how many of my first webinars went online, not so smoothly, but we kept doing them until we figured it out. So today we're talking about, I create a couple of pieces of content every day, one for this year's annual challenge, which is the Let's Grow annual challenge. We're hopping into the SOAP framework. I'm trying to make up a day since I ran over in February. Even though we had an extra day in February, I still ran over. So I really spent 2 extra days on our relationship area this year. But now we're talking about spiritual growth and spiritual well-being. And today we are applying the S of the SOAP framework to decide and work on a challenge area we have with respect to spiritual growth. What's an area we want to grow in spiritually? We're picking that, and then we're telling what is our current story, and then what is our desired story around this topic. Where are we right now, and where do we want to be? And we're using the journalistic framework, who, what, where, when, why, and how, to break down and tell that story. Why? Because it makes it simple and easy. Sometimes we get stuck in our head trying to figure out what is the story that we're telling ourselves about this particular area and aspect of our life. And so if we have a tool that we can use to break it down, it becomes really, really easy. It's like thinking about what you don't want and then just looking at the opposite of that to figure out what you do want. That's one of my favorite things to ask people is, well, what do you want? Because so often they struggle with the answer. But if they can identify what they don't want, it's pretty easy to flip that around and start changing your focus and focusing on what you do want. So talked about that today, and we're applying that to an area of our life. I've got an example of John in the Let's Grow Annual Challenge private Facebook group page, Guide 2. I do a write-up and a guide, a write-up and a story for each thing that we're talking about, just because it's another way of experiencing and looking at the concept that we're talking about. It makes it easier. At least stories make it easier for me to understand. For Supersize Your Business today, I talked about the importance of being user-centric, being focused on your customer, using customer-centric focus and business practices to grow and build and supersize your business. I talked about the 5 ones that we can easily do and implement. And if I had to pick one, the one I would tell people to start with is mapping out your customer experience, because the vast majority of businesses actually do not do that. They do not think about what it's like to do business with them as a customer from the customer's point of view. Yet it is such a powerful way to improve your customer experience, to understand your customer experience, to identify friction points where people will say no to you because they have not got enough information or they don't trust you. And you can fix those things along the way if you map out and analyze and look at the customer's experience. And then we talked about some companies that do an amazing job of being customer-focused, customer-centric business practices. And they're, household names: Apple, Airbnb, Zappos, Starbucks, and for different reasons, right? Starbucks has an incredible loyalty program and rewards program for their customers. They also are supposed to be super friendly when you go in and see them, but some Starbucks, not so much, right? It depends on the leadership of each location, not just of the overall corporate strategy, right? It's how do we move that culture and those thoughts and values and beliefs down through the entire organization. And one of the ways we do that is through employee training and empowerment. We talked about that as well. All right, that's all I've got today. If I can help you in any way, please ask. You can always reach me at pajamagramma@gmail.com. Voxer is, that's my Voxer handle, and my favorite way to communicate, because it's a walkie-talkie. It's fast and easy. I don't have to read anything. I don't have to text. I don't have to try to type. I don't have to call you back, etc. I can just push the button and respond. So if you're not familiar with the Voxer app and you like to communicate with people quickly, I highly recommend it. Super easy to use. I've been using it, 5-6 years now. So it's one of my favorites. That's it. Have an awesome day, and I'll, of course, be with you tomorrow.